I'm here with Tom Tarano with My Saitama Journey. Tom, tell us about this project.
There's a couple of different angles to this project. The main thing is a token, a cryptocurrency token. It's what we call a meme token. It's built around a community. This particular token is called Saitama Wolf Pack, or SWP is the ticker. It's sort of a remembrance of a project that was about 3 years ago called Saitama Inu. A lot of the original investors in this project were people that were part of that project in 2021. It was something that was really phenomenal in what happened. Many people who hear the word meme token, they think about Dogecoin and what happened to Doge from the early days and these millions, in fact, billions of dollars that went into it. Other people think about Shiba Inu, which was the one that was just a little bit before Saitama Inu happened in 2021. Well, a lot of the people that were the original group, the investors, the community from Saitama Inu have gotten back together. So the story of what happened with Saitama was that it went essentially from zero to $7.4 billion in 6 months. And then since then has just consistently gone down. More recently, a twist of events is that original dev team has been arrested on charges of market manipulation and fraud and different things like that. So it's an interesting story for the people who were there. A lot of people, that was their first cryptocurrency investment at all. They got into it. And really, in that case, it was all about timing. The people that got in early, they saw their wallets go a 10x, 20x, 100x, or 200x. If you got in late, you basically saw the opposite. So it was like this giant mountain. You see the value of your token just going down. Now, what we're seeing and hearing is that there were reasons why that liquidity just plummeted and a lot of things that happened. So really what this new project, Saitama Wolfpack, is not connected in any way to the original dev team, the original technology or companies and things that they were promising. What it really is the Wolfpack, and that was a name that the original community went by. It came from the original logo back in 2021. It was a boy with a wolf on his head or a dog on his head, and it came from the One Punch Man anime series. So a lot of the original stuff that they had was essentially trademarked. We took that concept back in 2021, and the community just started to call themselves the Wolfpack. Now, the interesting thing about that is that it came to mean something about the tight-knit community, supporting each other, the resilience of the community. Now, after the fact, a lot of the people that were in that project stuck with it. They were promised a whole bunch of technology and things that were going to change the world. And a lot of them just stuck with it as their tokens went up in value and down to essentially nothing. Essentially today, the $7 billion is worth $7 million, which means your value is 1,000th of whatever it was worth at the peak. And so the idea with the new project is to get everyone back together in a community in a brand new token where a lot of the stuff that happened back then is not going to happen. And so we're building it around a couple of things. One of them is interviews with people who are a part of the community to tell their story. Some people made a lot of money, a lot of people lost a lot of money. So that's part of the craziness of what people remember. Some people made a lot of money but never cashed in, and then they lost it. So they saw this, it's almost like winning the lottery, but just imagine like 700 people winning the lottery at the same time. That's what this was like. It was just mind-boggling. And then to see, promises about technology, and over a 3-year period to see a lot of other things that there was some shady business taking place. So a lot of these people that have gotten back together in the new community are in some ways victims of something that was not right. And yet they want to still be involved in cryptocurrency. They want to still be a part of a community. So the Saitama Wolfpack is really a place for them to get back together and to meet again. This is a token is quite different than the other tokens. It's only 100 million tokens. It's on the Solana blockchain, and essentially it's got a great distribution. It's got a 2% tax, so on anything that happens, buys, sells, or transfers, 2% goes into the marketing wallet to build the project. So what this community is doing is we've got a full-time animator on staff who's drawing and creating animated series that's going to be humorous, things that the communities enjoy, to get to share it on social media. We're active on all the different social medias. The goal is to reach new holders before this new bull run takes place, where the market takes off again. Essentially, that peak back in 2021, that was the peak of the last cycle of the crypto market. So we're looking to get new people interested as the new cycle comes. The other thing that we're working on is actual videos, a real documentary. It's starting off with Zoom interviews with a lot of the original holders that are just recorded and shared with the community, and then working on what I would call a streaming quality, or even like a Netflix quality documentary. We're talking something that could be actually streamed 30, 45 minutes, and it's going to be about the history of what happened, all the way from the good, bad, and the ugly, everything that happened. So this community is working on all these things. We have a lot of narratives. Another narrative we have is charity. We actually have, I did an interview with the Wolf Conservation Coalition. It's a community that meets and works to save endangered wolves across of North America. And there's already community members that have contributed to that as a charity, and others in the future will be able to take some of the funds from the marketing wallet and contribute to that. So the neat thing about that was it's the wolves helping wolves, the wolf pack helping actual real life wolves. So we have a lot of different narratives. We have a lot of things going on. We're on X Spaces consistently. This last week we had 10 spaces. So the community is super active. We're on Telegram almost 24/7. So if you wanted to look us up, we're on YouTube. You can look at Saitama Reborn. Our website is saitama.global. Just make sure you're getting the right contract address too if you buy it, because there's probably like 12 different Saitamas out there.
Well, that's amazing, Tom. So many things are going in a different direction. And a lot of risk with crypto and blockchain is a lack of transparency and identities not being revealed. And that's what some people like about it, but it also creates a lot of risk. How are you guys doing that differently compared to other cryptocurrencies, and specifically what happened with Saitama?
Yeah, really a good point. Yeah, and that was an interesting thing, is that the original group of Saitama developers, they were actually not developers. It was actually a community takeover. They had bought a lot of the tokens, and then they kind of made themselves the developers. And the reason a lot of people trusted it was that you knew who you were dealing with. Now, in hindsight, we see that they were actually doing dishonest practices. At least, that's the allegations, and that's what they've been indicted for. But our community is, again, very unique in the fact that we're very transparent. People know who I am, they know who the other team members are, and they understand that, we're identified ourselves. Our intention is not to do anything, wrong. We're going to just build this as an appropriate, proper way of growing a community and a meme token. So that, my hope is that should build trust in the community, that they're not walking into something completely anonymous dev. And again, you have no idea. So if and when something goes wrong, and again, just in all reality, you've got to remember that like 97% of all cryptos that are launched, 97% is probably conservative, are going to literally go to zero. So people investing in cryptocurrencies have to understand that it is extremely dangerous if you don't have some idea, like, who are you dealing with. Our project for the videos and our own intellectual property side, we've registered an LLC. So we are, we're running it like a business, as they say. We have a full-time team member working on the administrative side, a full-time animator. We're working with different influencers to help promote the project. So we are extremely transparent.
Amazing, yes. And we're excited to see all these things come to light, and the community is involved heavily in the production of a lot of these assets and things that are going to exist on social media. Tell me a little bit more about, what's your plans for the next 6 months, 12 months?
As we speak, the very first in a series of animated cartoons, if I can use that, is it's already sketched out and being put together by the what's the word, Illustrator. And so we're going to have that first in about a week and a half. And the same thing with different pieces of our video content. It's already being delivered. We have a number of interviews have already been done with one-on-one conversations. They're like a recorded Zoom. And those are becoming the basis of the content for the full documentary. So the community is going to see several things just within the next few weeks. They're going to see the illustrated cartoon. It's the idea is that it's funny. Hopefully they laugh. And share it. They share it with people that are not part of the community yet, and maybe grow the community. And the other part is the documentary, which is about this crazy events. And I kind of call it, it's a cross between The Wolf of Wall Street and The Jerry Springer Show. It's just because there's just so many crazy things that are true. You have people who were there, they experienced it, and they were telling the stories about what happened in this 3-year period, a lot of it in that 6-month period. And I just feel like someone needs to document this. This isn't something that just happens and goes into the past. So a little bit being a historian or a journalist, if I call it that, but I feel like I believe strongly that if any meme token had a full documentary out on, let's say on Netflix, about it could be ABC token. Just imagine ABC token is launched and has a $900,000 market cap, and the next day there's aired a documentary about ABC token. Well, you can do the math on what might happen to that token, because obviously they say, money flows where eyeballs go, and eyeballs is what drives anything. What's been happening in the last few years is it's just the same group of people all just switching around between different tokens. With the change in the market, as the crypto market grows, there's going to be a lot of new holders that have never held before. They're going to come in, and the idea is every token wants them to join their community and to get some of their token.
What fraction of people have never traded crypto? Like, what does that number look like right now?
Yeah, so it's probably about 4% of the population of the Earth has crypto. That means like 96% of the entire population does not have crypto. And you can only imagine if in this next cycle, this next bull run, that changes by maybe 10%. That's still a massive amount of growth compared to what it is today. So, again, I'm a strong believer in the blockchain technology for practical purposes. And that is actually one of the utilities of meme tokens that people don't really think about it. We don't claim like our token to be any utility, but there is a certain utility, is that somebody who has never created a wallet, doesn't understand the safety, gets into the process of understanding how to open a wallet, how to take care of their own self-custody. That's actually utility, because we're educating a new generation to use Web3, to use the blockchain, to hold crypto. So someday that person may own Bitcoin, for example, but their first was a meme token. So meme tokens do fill a function. And again, it's like you can liken it to sporting teams. People are kind of all excited about their different teams and they're competing against each other. It's very similar with meme tokens. People kind of bet on their favorite and hope that it does well, and they buy and sell whenever they want to.
Yeah, their first exposure to a world of things that they're going to be using, accessing, and needing to have some idea of how these things work in the future. So that could always be an entry point, right? The entertainment of it, the community and friendship of it, not necessarily everyone trying to win the lottery,
Yep.
but that is part of the excitement of just being a part of it as well.
Yeah, it is part of the allure, and I think that the numbers, again, in all reality, even anything that even doubles in the crypto world, that's like nothing for something to be twice as much as it was before. In the normal investing world, that's insane. That's a great investment. People talk about a 10% gain in what you would call the real world. In crypto, we talk about X's, how many X's something did. And for example, the original Saitama was like 200 X's. So it's just massive, the amount of growth. And again, a token that's functioning, people can buy and sell at any time. people can get in and actually make a great amount of profit. So that's a little bit of the allure. People come in and they want to make money by buying and selling. But I think there's a lot more to it, like our community. We've got the charitable aspect, we've got community. We have people from all over the world. We have people in Australia, the Philippines, Africa, Europe, all over the United States, South America. We've got Spanish-speaking community members. So this community is more than just, it's not just the United States. It's a legitimate community. Almost everybody who's working, other than animators and the administrative support, everybody's a volunteer. They bought the token. Nobody was given free tokens. They bought the tokens themselves, and they're supporting the project as a volunteer to support their own investment in the token.
Tom, that's really cool. Tell me more. What are your next steps?
So the next steps are actually starting to put together the larger film production, which is the documentary. And so starting, with an intro and the logistics of putting that together, because a lot of the key players are, they are located in different places. A lot of the footage is, cell phone footage from 2021 in Las Vegas and Twitter Spaces and YouTube Lives. And it's like, but putting together this into a story. So the work on the documentary is part of our next steps. And I would say that seeing how the community likes that first animated cartoon that we release, again, there's really no end to what this community will be able to do, assuming that the community likes it, things go well. I liken our 2% tax to the water cycle. Every time anything happens, we get that 2% tax in, we liquidate it to be able to pay for different things. So essentially, we're never going to run out of funds because of that, and we'll be able to keep developing, whether it be animations, continuing to make videos about crypto, because honestly, there's a lot of different pieces of this story that would never be able to be told in 30, 45 minutes. There's a lot of stuff that happened, even with the next step, all the way up to the fact that these guys were arrested, like to see what's going to happen, like where is it going to end? And I think people are curious. I think it'll get viewers.
Yes, it is a very interesting story. And as we work with you to really put the pieces together and be able to tell that in a concise, entertaining way and expose a lot of things to the public, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, that 4%, there's a lot of people who A, are scared of crypto,
Yeah.
and B, are confused and also just don't know these stories. And it's going to be a whole new world that people are going to continue to be exposed to in the future. And this is kind of one of the first high quality level of entertainment that's going to share a story, may hopefully bring people into that fold and allow them to enter that world that, more and more people are going to be in over the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, I don't know of any meme token that's done a documentary. Not that I know of. I mean, it could exist. And I can just see that it's a very interesting way. We call people who have never traded crypto, don't have crypto, they're called normies. So the crypto community calls them normies. And you want the normies to, come, if they come and decide to become crypto investors, to buy your token. I mean, that's the idea, to attract normies or retail. And that's, it happens in cycles. And the cycles in crypto are much more radical than there are in like the stock market, for example. But the interesting thing is right now we're coming up on the next run, the next cycle. So it's really exciting to see the timing of us delivering content right at the same time as the cycle just goes through the roof. Who knows where Bitcoin can land this time? People are saying $100,000. It could be well more than $100,000. And it's already back where it peaked out in 2021. So it's interesting to see where this is going to land.
Yes, and we're very excited to be contracted with you all to put this documentary together. It's going to be a really good experience.
Yes, super exciting, and that our team has identified Ideal Impact Media as an award-winning production team to do this with us. And we're really excited to be able to have you on board and to put this together. I've seen your work, so I know it's going to be great. And I'm really excited to see as we work together and put this into something that's going to be, have maybe millions of views by the time we're done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get started.
Let's do it.